need for panic from Andrew Balbirnie.
Well, they certainly don't need to panic. You've got Sterling in sublime form. And he just looks in a great state of mind. He's not rushed. He can take his time. He's solid in defense and just pouncing on anything loose on offer.
This is something that typifies that. See how well forward he gets, and now Balbirnie just needs that step back a piece. That could have been there for the drive from Balbirnie, and it's something that we spoke about in the test match. Sometimes Andrew Balbirnie early on, but I'll talk about it later. End of the 14th, 66 for 1. So Nabi to continue to Balbirnie. Must say I've really enjoyed this partnership between these two, playing so well for their team, and everything in total control.
Yeah, both in control, but both technically a little bit different. You've got someone like Sterling who leads, goes into the ball with his left shoulder a bit more, which presents the full face of the bat, compared to someone like Balbirnie who squares up a little bit on off stump. Yes, he gets a full face going back towards the bowler, but he's the kind of player who will get into trouble if there's any lateral movement, especially in the red ball game. Could find himself in a little bit of bother.
Well, interestingly, the bother in the test match, he was LBW twice, just caught on the crease, and I think, you know, if one was speaking, if Andrew could work on that left shoulder, he'll get another foot and a half probably within his drive in terms of getting balls away on the offside there.
Well, you asked me a question about did I ever tinker with my technique. Well, that's something someone like Balbirnie can tinker. You know, you're trying to improve. It's not a huge adjustment. It is a slight adjustment. But with practice and hard work, should be able to correct that over time.
15th gone, Ireland 68 for 1.
Overs gone for Ireland. They are currently 68 for 1. So for information purposes, hopefully it won't be used today, but at the side of the main scoreboard, the orange figures, you will see the Duckworth Lewis.
Welcome back to the Gulbaha Cup. Of course, the cup that's presented to the victorious team in this 3-match ODI series between Ireland and Afghanistan here in Stormont. And Ireland definitely in the ascendancy. And it also brings us to the time where we're going to see the introduction of Rashid Khan. And those figures speak for themselves. Number 1. ODI bowler and some performer for his team, and indeed teams he represents all around the world. And no surprise that he's at the umpire. He was very agitated in the first game and possibly had one or two possibly should have gone in his favour, but not there.
But he makes things happen, doesn't he, Rashid Khan, as soon as he's into the attack. An LBW shot. Let's have a look. Bit short, but way too high. Don't think he's going to be getting that decision in his favour from Ian Gould. Better length from Rashid Khan. I felt he bowled a little bit too full day before yesterday in the first one day international. Got driven hell of a lot. I think with the bowler with his capabilities, he should be bowling just short of a length, because I don't think the batsmen are quite sure which way the ball is turning.
Again, he's constantly at you, gets through his overs so quickly, and just full of bouncy energy, Rashid Khan. I'm not so sure that was a chance. Maybe so, unless he hit the ground. Interesting, the reaction of Gunnar Gould, but Shahzad has got a little bit of a nip on the chin.
Looks like the ball has found its way under the grill and onto the chin of Shahzad. Well, here we have a look. We were talking about techniques earlier. On the left, Sterling leads with his left foot and his left shoulder, but on the right, Balbirnie very much using his right shoulder to address the ball.
I actually think if it's something that Andrew really concentrated and worked on, and it can often be the simple things, just the drop balls as it were, working and getting that left side working, I think it could be so much more profitable for him, particularly his offside play. That was a very good example of same. Always, thank you for that. This was, of course, the wicket that fell earlier, and one has to feel a certain sense of sympathy there for William Porterfield. It just didn't bounce.
No, it didn't bounce, but I thought perhaps he could have got forward rather than go back. He would have seen how the ball would have behaved for the 50 overs when Ireland were in the field. Have a look again at techniques. So here we go on the left, Sterling leading with his left shoulder. But now if you look at the Balbirnie on the right, he addresses the ball with the right shoulder more. The left shoulder is non-existent really, it sort of disappears towards fine leg mid-wicket.
And when he makes that hop because of that right shoulder coming across, it's really where the foot should be at the point of impact if his left shoulder was leading.
Yes, and hence he plays a lot of the short shots on off stump, on the walk, as they say in the game, which is not great if there is lateral movement on the wicket.
That's the over. Ireland 69 for 1. Another thing that I always talked about was body language, and it's something that, having watched this Irish team as much as I have, I kind of think I can sometimes nearly sense when Paul Sterling's going to get runs. He's just got that in his eyes and the way he's playing, and hopefully from his sake and his team's sake he can continue, because his contribution in many cases probably unfairly on him. Ireland, the Viv Richards of the team. He's the colossus that. Oh, and there we are, and he's gone. Dear, oh dear. After all that chat, it's the commentator's curse for Alan Lewis. Sterling is gone. It's 2 down for 69.
Well, it's a big giveaway that. Gave it away, Paul Sterling. They didn't need to do that. Went down the wicket, but he went down leg side of the ball rather than go offside of the ball to take the stumping out of the game. We've got a bit of a stoppage here. Check the no ball, but that shouldn't really affect the stumping. That's perfectly legal. Move on. Wonder if the keeper collected the ball. He did. Well, I don't see anything wrong with this, so I'm not really sure why Paul Sterling is being asked to stop.
Is it where Shazad might have collected the ball?
Well, our guess in the commentator's box here is whether the wicketkeeper collected the ball in front of the line of the stumps. It looks like now the decision has been passed through. Paul Sterling is out. He's gone for 39. Ireland, 69 for 2.
New batsman for Ireland is number 72, Niall O'Brien.
A lot of conjecture there, and I think the issue was whether Shazad, the wicketkeeper, had taken the ball in front of the stumps as opposed to it passing, but we didn't have a sufficient angle. But it has brought Niall O'Brien to the crease, and the commentator's curse for A. Lewis. Highly experienced Niall O'Brien. Immediately, Afghanistan piling on the pressure. Leg gully, slip. Nabi in the umpire's ear.
Yeah, it's a great bit of captaincy. This is something I think William Porterfield can learn from. You know, to put the pressure on the new batsman, get a slip in, get a short leg in. Make it so much more tough for the new batsman to get off strike, to get that first single.
And suddenly Afghanistan are lifted. You can clearly see it. Hunger in the inner ring. An end of a good over from Nabi. 69 for 2.
Thank you very much.
So it's Rashid Khan to continue, and to continue for us, it's John Kenny and Bazid Khan.
And emphasis switches away from Paul Sterling now to Andy Balbirnie. 28 not out, made 55 the other day, the man from Dublin. A couple of centuries to his name in one-day international cricket. Full toss, pushed into the covers for a single. Brings Niall O'Brien on strike.
Wicket is coming, run out is coming.
Interesting to see what the field changes will be. New man on strike, Rashid Khan, #1 bowler for the Afghans. Just the one slip in place.
Ireland felt that they actually coped with Khan's spin the other day. He did get some late wickets, and that when Ireland were chasing down that 227. One slip in. Beats the outside of the bat. Oohs and ahs out there. Suddenly pressure back on Ireland.
Yeah, the googly. You see a lot of googlies to the left-hander. Slip in pace, so he's eyeing that outside edge.
O'Brien gets off the mark with a smart run. Got to give Balbirnie the strike here now. Andy Balbirnie, 27-year-old Dubliner, ex of Middlesex, now of Leinster Lightning in the Interprovincial Series. 55 the other day, now on 29 not out. Backed up Sterling quite well. Mike Sterling was coming down the track. He was on 39 and looking well set. It's the end of the 18th, 71 for 2. To continue from the Dundonald end. It's worked around the corner nicely by Niall O'Brien, and that's going to roll all the way along the ground for 4. Nice shot from O'Brien, just got the front foot forward, rolled it round the corner for the boundary.
The slip and leg slip in, there's a chance for boundary, and Niall just managing to keep it fine. Little finer off that leg slip, gets a welcome boundary, and he's off and running.
Scored 10 the other day before he ran himself out. Played a bit of club cricket the other day where he scored 60. This is a different game, of course, international cricket. Needs to back up Balbirnie, but you know, Niall O'Brien can score runs. Has a century to his name in ODI cricket. Never to be forgotten, 72 against Pakistan. Are they going to go for the second one here? No, they're just going to go for the single. Discretion, better part of valour on that particular occasion. Yeah, 72 against Pakistan. Laid the platform for that wonderful victory back in 2007. Looks like he's enjoying himself out there, actually, Niall O'Brien.
Yeah, and for Ireland, if they get another partnership here, back-to-back partnerships, decent partnership between Sterling and Balbirnie. Now, if Niall and Balbirnie can get a partnership, he will probably put this innings, put this match to bed. So it'll just knock the stuffing out of Afghanistan.
One thing very noticeable, Baz, is the running between the wickets and the eagerness of Ireland to get on with the job at hand here. It looked a little negative in that particular role on Monday. Now this time they're trying to run the runs as quickly as they possibly can and get to the other end and keep the scoreboard ticking over. It's very, very important. Get the runs while they can. It's a small total they're chasing, remember. If you can get them in once, fair enough.
Very much so. They've been on top in this game, and it's rubbed off to the batting after their terrific bowling effort.
And again, it's a display of what they've been doing. End of the 19th over. It's now 78 for 2. Rashid Khan to continue. This is the 20th over. There will be a drinks break after the end of the 20th over. Balbirnie is anxious to get to the far end, but wisely sent back by Niall O'Brien. Good stop by Zazai. Prevents at least 2 runs there. Nicely worked by Niall O'Brien. On to 7.
This previous game was a terrific effort. Full diving, sprawling effort, but Niall O'Brien had committed himself to that run. No way back.
And they're going to come through for the second here. Rather shy at the non-striker's end. Niall O'Brien, I think, was struggling a little bit there. If that had hit the stumps, he may have gone. He's down on his knees. I think Niall O'Brien may have been short of his ground had that hit the stumps. It was a misfield. They went for the second. And Niall O'Brien nearly run out by Aftab Alam.
Lot of eagerness, lot of positivity in the running. Niall O'Brien wanting, Balbirnie actually wanting the second. Niall O'Brien just hesitated for a bit, and a direct hit from almost the boundary would have been curtains.
And Niall O'Brien was in 3 minds there, really. When he got to the far end, it looks like he wanted to stop. Then halfway down the track, he stopped again. Oh, that was been very, very close. Lucky boy. Can around the wicket to Niall O'Brien. End of 20. There will be a drinks break. 82 for 2.
2 running these 1s and 2s. Gone for Ireland here at the drinks break. Currently 82 for 2. Ireland require a further 101 runs from the final 30 overs.
Well, Ireland require 101 runs now in the last 30 overs. They are 82 for 2. Porterfield went Mujib in the very first over. A partnership of 69 between Paul Sterling and Andy Balbirnie before Sterling was stumped by Shazad off the bowling of Nabi. Since then, they moved it on from 69 to 82 for 2. Balbirnie on 33, not out. That's how Porterfield got out. Ball kept very low on him, but he was on the back foot. Paul Sterling, no real need to come down the track at that particular juncture. He looked well set on 39, but he's gone. And this is the way we stand with 30 overs to go. Ireland still in a very good position. Need 101 runs off 30 overs. Batting's not easy out there, we know that. Afghanistan at one stage were 16 for 4 and then 72 for 5. So Ireland in a good position. Still a lot of batting to be done against this tricky Afghanistan bowling attack.
Ireland way ahead. They've started the game well with the ball, continued with the bat. That 69-run partnership have given them a kickstart.
From the Dundalk end, number 7, Mohammed Nabi.
Mohammed Nabi. His 100th one-day international today, matching the amount of ODIs that this country have played since 2009. Former captain. Got the wicket off Paul Sterling.
It's not a big turner off the ball from round the wicket. He'll just angle it across more than anything. Got the wicket like that as well. He's got 3 men saving the single on the offside.
Nabi plays T20 cricket for Leicestershire. Made the backbone of the side that qualified for the World T20 back in 2010 and 2012 and indeed 2014 and recently, of course, for the 2019 World Cup. With that victory against Ireland. Just pushing that one through. Deceiving Balbirnie.
The angle across and the ball just going across the right-hander, if anything. Settle into a better rhythm from around the wicket. Don't often see this, but he's bowling well from this side of the wicket. Terrific over. 82 for 2 after 21.
Not as round as some of them out here.
Jesus. That's the match summary at the moment. Match summary, Ireland need 101 runs of 29 overs. Plenty of wickets in hand. Naib from the city end around the wicket to Niall O'Brien. That'll be a single down to Zazai fielding.
Oh, no.
That fine leg.
Quite word this show, like. What? Ban him. Get him off.
So just 3 overs from Rashid Khan, and they've gone back to the medium pacer. So a little battle won by Ireland, getting the main bowler off because he didn't get a wicket.
Talking to the Ireland camp, they do feel that he's a handful, Rashid Khan, in the T20 form of the game, and it showed that in the matches in Breedie where Afghanistan won by 2-0, the third match abandoned. But they reckon they can work him out a lot better in the longer form of the game, the one-day international series. And so far, so good for Ireland. As I mentioned, he did take wickets on Monday, but they came late in the Irish innings when they were chasing. And now that's a big psychological barrier gone through from Ireland's point of view. Less than 100 runs now needed.
Afghanistan do use Rashid Khan at the back end. He likes the batsman coming at him. He bowls at his best when...
Just a single. And the third man. Mujib is down there. And smiling Niall O'Brien. Seems to be enjoying himself out there. Irish wicketkeeper's on 9 now. Balbirnie on 34. Pushed into the covers for a single. Khan's wicket in the first ODI here on Monday came late in the innings.
Yeah, yes. Back end. That's from trying to go after him. That's when he's at his best. Cotton bowl to end the game.
So a little victory for Ireland, getting taken off early. End of the 22nd. 87 for 2 now, Ireland. Over 8 is good from Afghanistan's point of view. They're bowling a lot of spin. Mohammed Nabi is going to continue from the Dundonald or commentary box end. Oh, that's out straight to the fielder. And a maiden over for Nabi in the last over. And he gets the wicket of Niall O'Brien. Scored 10 on Monday. Gets another 10. Straight to the man at mid-off. And he's gone. And Ireland 87 for 3 now.
Poor shot from Niall O'Brien, just chipping it to cover. Not a lot of spin. It was pitched up and he just hit it straight to the man. Nothing suggests that he should have done that. He's out for 10. It's 87 for 3.
O'Brien was caught by substitute. Bowled Nabi for 10. The new batsman for Ireland is number 22, Kevin O'Brien.
One O'Brien departs, another enters the fray. Kevin O'Brien in for Niall O'Brien. The basher of Bangalore, the maestro of Malahide, comes in with Ireland losing that wicket.
Just a very soft dismissal, just chipped it to cover. Can't really explain why he did that. There wasn't a lot of spin, wasn't ball stopped at him. And from round the wicket, Nabi's looked good. Getting the ball to drift away from the right-hander. Slip is in, and he'll be working on that outside edge.
Didn't miss by much. And Kevin O'Brien elevated up the order ahead of Simi Singh. Gets off the mark. Partnership of just 18 runs between Balbirnie and Niall O'Brien. Not really what is required. Balbirnie, the linchpin now. 35 not out.
Just keeping the Afghanistan team interested. Niall O'Brien had stuck around a little more, it'll just have made it all so difficult for the Afghans. But if they keep on chipping away with the wicket every so often, they'll believe, with their bowling attack, they still believe that they're in with a chance.
Again, little in the air momentarily. That's the end of the over, 90 for 3. We could hear the advice while you're away there from Kevin O'Brien to Andy Balbirnie. He is the senior player out there. Just keep playing straight, and that's what Ireland need to do. They're in still a very good position, 7 wickets to go, but this is a very potent Afghanistan attack. Gulbadin continues, and Ireland once again trying to push the singles. No need to hit the boundaries at this juncture. Wickets in hand. Just keep rotating the strike.
Obvious plan will be that Balbirnie bats through the innings. He'll be the foil, and the rest of the team can bat around him.
No, Kev!
But because of the history, because of the 2 T20s and the previous ODI, we know that this Afghan attack has the wood over Ireland so far. So getting over the line will be a tough battle.
Yeah, it's a good contest, this. 2-century from Andy Balbirnie. Highest score 105. Probably his most memorable innings, though. 97 against Zimbabwe in Hobart in the Cricket World Cup in March of 2015. Really anchored Ireland to victory there. A dramatic game. Only in the last over or so, William Porterfield caught the ball deep down towards the boundary to end the Zimbabwe innings. Balbirnie certainly can bat. 27-year-old from Dublin. Shot square of the wicket for a single. Ireland just got to take him in ones. That'll do.
The tactical problem that the Afghans have and Asghar Afghan has is that they're playing the medium paces with ease. It's the spinners that have created the problem. Does he bowl his spinners early? Does he get Mujib back in the attack? And that'll be the issue. When does he bowl Rashid Khan again? When does he bowl Mujib again? Rashid Khan obviously likes bowling when the batsmen are getting after him, but it won't get to that stage. It won't. I don't think that it'll be a stage where Ireland will have to really push for runs. So when does he bowl? Mujib has got 5 overs left, Rashid 7. Nabi's doing a good job. He's got 3 more.
Pulled away by O'Brien. Didn't get all of that. Just a single to mid-wicket. End of the over. 93 for 3.
Change, right arm over.
Well, if you're neutral, you'd like to see an Ireland victory here today just to level up the series and take us to the decider on Friday. Pretty similar scorelines, but I'm actually misreading that. 65-4 Afghanistan, where Ireland are 93-3, and now change of bowling from the Donald end, and Rashid Khan is going to switch ends. Just 7 ones from his 3 overs so far. Oh! Well, it looks like an out nick there, and that's gone, I think, between first slip and the wicket keeper, and trundles all the way to the boundary for 4.
Creates a chance straight away. This time the leg spinner, big edge just off the gloves of Shehzad. Difficult chance, but if you're going to defend 180 or so, you've got to take those. Rashid Khan with a terrific delivery to start off with.
Fortuitous Kevin O'Brien moves to 8. Maybe the luck just riding with Ireland today.
Sorry.
The 1-6 in the Ireland reply so far. Paul Sterling as Reynolds readjusts the bails at his end. Oh, that looks plumb in front, absolutely plumb in front. Kevin O'Brien caught in the crease, and he's gone. And now we've got a game on as Ireland fall to 97-4.
Rashid Khan does the job. Got the neck, which wasn't taken, but this time he does it all himself. Ball skidding on, he goes back, and he's caught dead in front. It's kept a little low, but Rashid Khan, the go-to man, delivers. Kevin O'Brien out for 8, 97-4.
Kevin O'Brien was LBW, Rashid Khan for 8. The new batsman for Ireland is number 21, Simi Singh.
For the camp. George, you're off. That's off.
Rashid Khan working his magic, getting Kevin O'Brien, LBW, plumb in front. Simi Singh, the new batsman, inexperienced. Best of 45. Ireland could do with that now. Down the leg side, that's a wide. They'll take every run now, Ireland. They were 69-1. Now 98-4.
Just goes right back onto his stumps. Ball doesn't get up a lot, but it's the googly that does the job. And suddenly there's a bounce in the Afghan step, and just sense that another wicket here, and they might be in the driving seat. Rashid Khan's pace is up as well. He skips to the crease.
Simi Singh, Gary Wilson and Andy McBride will be the last of the recognised batsmen, because we're then into the tail of Tim Murtagh, Boyd Rankin and Peter Chase. A lot riding on this pair now, and Andy Balbirnie in particular, who's 37 not out. And there is, as Baz suggested, a real pep in the step from Afghanistan. Intriguing game this. Runs hard to come by in the Afghanistan innings. Ireland look well set on 69-1. They're losing wickets now. Singh eventually gets off the mark around the corner. 99-4. Ireland 99 for 4 at the midway point of their reply. Let's join Owen Shah and Andrew Leonard.
Thank you, John. Always, we have got a game of cricket on here, and I think it's hard to call who is in the ascendancy right now.
We certainly have. Rashid Khan has got rid of the dangerous Kevin O'Brien, but you still got Balbirnie on the wicket. I think as long as he's there and he can play that anchor role, if he can get 70 not out, that's the secret. If he gets 70 not out, Ireland win the game.
Yeah, there's going to be another change in bowling. Aftab Alam going to come on from the City end. As Rashid Khan bowling in partnership with Rashid Khan. He's posing such a danger from the Don Donald end. Here's the wicket so far. That first one from Mujib that kept low.
Yes, it did. Kept tad bit low. That was the big wicket of Sterling. Perhaps should have gone offside of the ball rather than leg side. Soft dismissal by Niall O'Brien. He knows it. And then the big wicket of Kevin O'Brien. He can really turn games on their head when he got going. But unfortunately for Ireland, he's back in the hutch.
Yeah, and it's been Rashid Khan who's been turning this game on its head really right now. The threat that he's posing, turning the ball both ways, it doesn't look to me like Simi Singh's picking him at the moment.
Well, I don't think many of the Irish players do pick him, but I think it's really important from the Irish point of view that the guys don't go in their shell. Simi Singh's got to come out and be really, really busy at the wicket. He needs to try and turn the strike over, get Balbirnie back on strike. They don't need to worry about boundaries so much. They need to more think about getting singles. The way Simi Singh has played over the last 2 days, and even now that the 7 balls he's faced, all he's interested in doing is blocking the ball. And I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to get in. But the best way to get in is by still scoring runs and maybe trying to get 1s and 2s. And he's just literally blunting the ball at the moment, which is, I don't think is the right option on this wicket.
A little bit of panic, but they will get through for the single there. And yeah, that required run rate is not posing a threat to Ireland right now. It's 83 runs to win. 100 comes up in the 26th over here for Ireland. But as you said, always, Balbirnie has to play the linchpin role. And the remaining batsmen can bat around him. But if Balbirnie gets to 70 not out, Ireland will surely square the series. Driven ball by Birnie elegantly into the offside. You can see the scoring rates there always. Ireland definitely dipped off after that initial surge from Sterling for the first 50.
Well, yeah, I mean, such is the quality of Paul Sterling. When he's at the wicket, the scoring rate does definitely accelerate. And rightly so. You know, he's a class act. He's a proper player. But it's important that Ireland as a batting unit recognising that and realising if Sterling does get out, they still need to keep up with the rate. They still need to find ways of scoring runs. And that's where someone like Simi Singh can't afford to just block the ball. When he does get an opportunity to hit the ball into the gap, gets a bad ball away, he has to put it away.
End of the 26th over. Ireland 101 for 4.
You're leading. No. I'll always try. Okay, great. Some people lead me into twice.
A little bit of nerves in the Irish camp. You can see the head coach Graham Ford there, sitting next to Ben Smith, the batting coach. Here's this Paul Sterling innings. Talk us through this, Owace.
Well, look, he looked in fine form today. I think he made that little slight technical adjustment with his feet. And boy, I tell you what, he hit the ball magnificent through the offside and given the opportunity to try and dominate the spinners as well. Bit of a schoolboy error for me there. He ran down the wicket, leg side of the ball, compared to if the off spinner does bowl around the wicket, you have to cover that off stump. You have to not let the ball go past you on the outside edge. You've got to cover that. So he should have come down the wicket on the line of off stump, or perhaps even outside off stump, and hit the ball into the leg side.
It was clever bowling from Nabi, using that angle of round the wicket. Edged by Singh, wide of first slip. It's going to run away with the pace that Rashid Khan bowls. It's going to run away for 4.
Well, Simi Singh will take those runs. Don't think he meant to hit it there. It was a thick nick. He's still surviving. 4 more runs to Ireland.
Yeah, no chance there from Singh. Edged significantly wide of Mohammad Nabi at first slip, who has actually come finer since he dropped that chance off Kevin O'Brien. Swept into the deep by Singh. 1 bounce. Good piece of fielding from Gulbadeen Naib. Just going to be 1 run. Singh going to the sweep as he's not picking which way the ball is spinning.
Look, I don't mind that. At least he's showing some aggression, trying to put pressure back onto Rashid Khan. That could have easily gone for 4 runs. So I do like that change in attitude from Simi Singh.
Good piece of work in the deep by Gulbadeen Naib. Afghanistan showing their fielding skills again here. See, half an appeal from Mohammad Shahzad. Always entertaining behind the stumps, but no real intent behind that appeal.
Well, Balbirnie recognising that was a nothing shot. Bit of a waft outside off stump. No real commitment to the shot. Nearly cost him his wicket.
Great animation from Rashid Khan. Brilliant to watch.
He's bowling a better length today, Rashid Khan. He bowled far too full yesterday. And today, if he does get hit off the back foot a little bit, that's not the end of the world. But for me, someone like Rashid Khan, when the batsman is not quite picking which way the ball is going, you don't mind bowling that little bit shorter, rather than bowl too full and get driven, regardless of which way he's trying to spin it.
Yeah, it's good to see he's posing a threat with his leg break. He's challenging both sides of the bat, putting that indecision into the batsmen's minds. Cut away by Balbirnie into the deep. It's just going to be one run there. That is the end of the 27th over. Ireland now move to 108 for 4. See the comparative scores there after 27 overs. Afghanistan 74 for 5 at this point. Ireland not only ahead of the run rate, but crucially with only 4 wickets down. Balbirnie moves into the 40s now. Is the fact that there's no pressure on the run rate, Oase, is that going to make Andy Balbirnie just feel comfortable at the crease and look to guide Ireland home here?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, they don't have to stay up with the run rate or anything like that. They literally have to bat 50 overs. If Balbirnie bats 50 overs, Ireland will win. And Balbirnie will end up having 70 or 80 not out to his name. And that's the only thing he needs to worry about. It's a nice situation to have, where he knows he doesn't have to try and force the pace of the game or anything like that, or try to take unnecessary risks. He just needs to bat time, but still tick over at perhaps 2, maybe even 3 runs and over.
Yeah, and Balbirnie's going to be looking for that red ink. He fell for 55 in the first one-day international on Monday. Ireland now just needs 73 runs of 136 balls. They're ahead of the game, but they need to keep these wickets in hand. Balbirnie will be looking for back-to-back 50s to guide Ireland home here. Pulled by Balbirnie. There is a man at deep fine leg. Mujib fumbles, but it's just going to be a single. Mujib still has 5 overs. We'll probably see those sooner rather than later, always.
Yeah, you would have thought so. I think definitely someone like Rashid and Mujib would definitely be bowling their full allotted overs before the game is over.
Ooh. Seeing scampers through for the single again, showing aggressive intent coming down the track into Aftab Alam.
Well, I tell you what, a clean pickup there could have been interesting for Simi Singh. He hits it and runs straight away. Just took his eyes off the ball there, Gulbadin.
You talk about the threat of the Afghanistan bowlers. The threat is primarily coming from the spinners, the triple threat of Rashid, Mujib and Mohammad Nabi. But it's Aftab Alam here. Short pulled by Balbirnie. Got that pull shot in front of square. That's going to run away all the way for 4. Wonderful batting from Andy Balbirnie.
Yeah, it almost looks like he was expecting it from the ball before. He bounced Balbirnie the ball before, and this time Balbirnie was quick onto it. Rolls his wrist to keep the ball down, but hits it well in front of square.
Full toss this time from Aftab Alam. They're going to push for 2. Balbirnie turns and goes. Quick pick up from Mujib, but he'll scamper home. That's the end of the 28th over. Ireland now move to 118 for 4. You can see those run worms there on your screen, and Ireland with 25 off the last 24 balls, really starting to get ahead of the rate. And Afghanistan need wickets all of a sudden, don't they always?
Yeah, they certainly do. I don't think this tactics of bowling Aftab has worked for the Afghan captain. He's got to come up with another plan if he's going to try and get some wickets and see if they can put pressure back on Ireland.
Singh be happy to get down the far end away from Rashid Khan. That required run rate now dropped under 3 runs and over that they required, so having no impact on the chase.
Yeah, look, I don't think that will ever worry the batters, to be honest. The run rate when you're chasing such a small target, it's just about batting time, but batting time with the intent of scoring runs, looking for 1s, looking for 2s, and also making sure you put that bad ball away when you get the opportunity.
That's something this pair are doing very well at the moment, Oase. You're spot on. They're batting with positive intent and looking to score. Looking to score without taking too many chances. And whilst acknowledging that Rashid is a threat, they are scoring off him here.
I think it's also for the new batsman who's come in Simi Singh. If he is positive in his intent, it takes a lot of pressure off the batsman who's already there in Balbirnie. He doesn't feel all of a sudden, Balbirnie doesn't feel that he's the one who has to get all the runs. And the responsibility is then shared.
Huge appeal. Paul Reynolds does not give that out. Afghanistan were convinced, Mohammad Shahzad and Rashid Khan in particular. Umpire Paul Reynolds on his ODI debut, standing in his first one-day international today, has given that not out. Big shout, Oase.
Yes, the bowling team were absolutely convinced that Simi Singh had nicked that. Shahzad was absolutely convinced. A few words being exchanged between the captain and Andy Balbirnie by the looks of it.
Just watching the replay, and I think that's a superb decision from from umpire Paul Reynolds, Oase. The ball has clipped the back flap of the pad. And despite the huge appeal from Afghanistan, it's been given correctly, not out.
Well, yeah, that is what it looks like. I mean, we've got the benefit of the replay, and we've got the benefit of the replay. Now there's some discussion going on between umpire Ian Gould and the Afghan captain. I think Ian Gould telling the Afghan captain to calm it down a little bit. Let's have a look at the decision here again. We feel that the ball perhaps just clips the back pad, and that's what the noise was.
Yeah, you're spot on, Oase. The ball clearly clipping that back flap of the back pad. And a wonderful decision from umpire Paul Reynolds. And I think Ian Gould rightly supporting his umpiring partner on his umpiring debut and saying, sorry, Afghanistan, you just need to calm down and respect the decision.
One ball, boy!
That's the end of the 29th over. An interesting one. Ireland 120 for 4. It's all happening here in Belfast, the Stormont Cricket Ground. You can see Ian Gould and his umpiring colleague Paul Reynolds just chatting to the two batsmen at the crease. This was the decision that caused the controversy. As you can see, umpire Paul Reynolds has clearly got the decision right, but Afghanistan were convinced that that was out.
Yeah, look, everything happens so quickly, and when the noise happens, you can't really blame the fielding team to go up. But look, yeah, I think we've got the benefit of the replay, and the correct decision was made. We don't believe that the ball was nicked. Actually, if anything, I mean, this is real time, so it's quite tough for the umpire to say, well, that's hit the bat or the pad. There was different noise, which is the reason why the Afghanistan team went up.
The ball clearly hitting that back pad of Simi Singh. But Afghanistan's appeal, they were convinced it wasn't just Mohammad Shahzad behind the stumps alongside Rashid Khan. You could see Najibullah Zidran at slip was convinced as well, and then of course Asghar Afghan, short fine leg. They went up in unison. And there is Paul Reynolds from Dublin, standing in his very first one-day international. He's been in the action today. Brilliant fielding at backward point. That's Najibullah, one of the world's very best in that position.
Yeah, he's an absolute athlete in that position. Low to the ground, explosive, and manages to definitely score, or definitely save one or at least 2 runs.
In all that excitement, Oase, we missed the fact that there's been a change of bowling at the City end, and they've taken off Aftab Alam and Gulbuddin Naib's come back into the attack, so Asghar Afghan continuing to shuffle his pack.
Yeah, it looks like they want to continue the seam attack from the far end and continue with the spinners this end. Perhaps you'll see a bit of Mujib following Rashid Khan from this end. Rashid Khan got only 4 more overs to go. Mujib's got 5. So we can possibly see a bit of spin, bit of change of spin from this end.
Would you not like to see 2 spinners operating in tandem here, because Afghanistan need those wickets?
Yes, I think so, but perhaps because he's only got 9 overs of spin left, perhaps he's just trying to hedge his bets from one end and say, well, we've got 9 overs from one end. He can rotate his seamers down the far end. So if he can keep damage limitation from the far end when the seam bowlers are bowling. He could really attack the batter with their spinners.
Driven by Balbirnie, no run there. This partnership building though, 25 now off 33 balls. And as you say, it's the rate that those runs have come at that have really put the pressure back on to the Afghanistan captain.
Well, it's exactly that, and that wasn't present day before yesterday in the first one-day international. The Irish batsmen weren't interested in trying to score off every ball. They were just trying to get in, and someone like Simi Singh just batted and batted for a long time in the first one-day international, where he wasn't looking to score runs.
Driven by Balbirnie just for the single. It's the end of the 30th over. Ireland 123 for 4.
Back-to-back 50s.
Overs gone for Ireland. There are 123 for 4. Require another 60 from the final.
Yet another bowling change, and just as Owe Shah pointed out in the commentary box here, the spin is going to continue from this Dundonald end. Rashid Khan's coming out of the attack, and he's going to go back to Mujib Rahman, who's halfway through his 10-over spell. There's 10-over allotment. What do you make of these constant bowling changes in modern cricket? We're seeing it more and more these days.
Yeah, look, it's quite a tough one, isn't it? Because today, the Afghan captain definitely needs some wickets. That's a beautiful shot just past extra cover, which takes him past his 50s. And back-to-back 50s for Balbirnie.
That's 50 for Andrew Balbirnie. His back-to-back. This one's coming 81 balls, a little bit slower than the first one-day international, but he won't mind that. If he can be there at the end, Ireland have the winning line in sight and the squaring of this series. Do you think that they're constantly changing the bowlers just to unsettle the batsmen? The ball coming away and going into the bat, really trying to ruffle them, not let them get into any rhythm?
Well, yeah, that's probably the main reason, but also just trying to see if somebody can squeeze a wicket out for the captain, especially in a game like today where they doesn't have that many runs to play with.
Swept by Balbirnie, no run there. Straight to Asghar Afghan. It's another comfortable single there for Balbirnie. It's going to bring up the end of the 31st over. Ireland now move to 126 for 4. Coming into the latter stages of this second ODI in the Gulbahar Cup series between Ireland and Afghanistan. Ireland right in the ascendancy now, 126 for 4. Need just 57 more runs to win. Andy Balbirnie on strike, and he's a man in form, back-to-back consecutive 50s. And he's looked in great touch again today, Oase.
Yes, he certainly has. Plays nice and straight. That's been the key point in his innings. Nice and straight. Yes, I know he tries to sweep the ball, but he's generally played well down the ground, capitalising on anything loose, punching the ball away off the back foot for ones and twos. So it's been a very, very smart innings by Balbirnie.
Quick single scampered through there, Najibullah Zadran couldn't collect cleanly at point. Just 4 boundaries in that 50, but that hasn't mattered always.
Well, to be honest, you know, in the whole game, there hasn't been that many boundaries scored, even when Afghanistan were batting. So it just shows you the nature of the pitch and the nature of the outfield. So it's going to be one of those games where you've got to score ones and twos are going to be more important than getting the boundaries.
Almost threw his shot a little early there, Balbirnie, but he's checked it well enough to ensure he retains his innings. 53 not out he is now, and he's really been the linchpin for Ireland throughout this ODI series.
But the lack of boundaries won't bother Balbirnie. It's more about, as a batsman, it's all about how many runs you score at the end of the day. And can you impact a game and win the game for your country? That's what it's all about.
Driven. Just a slight misfield there, a cover. He'll scamper through for one. Yeah, Ireland are so keen for victories because this summer they've had Pakistan over for the test match, India for the 2 T20s. They went to the Netherlands for a tri-series, but they only won 2 games all year, 2 T20s against Scotland. So they've fallen out of that winning habit, and they need to break that here today.
Well, they've got a perfect opportunity to do that today. Simi Singh and Balbirnie, if they can just bat the rest of the overs out, and they remain not out, I'm pretty sure Ireland will win with perhaps 5 or 6 overs to spare.
It's going to be all about staying alive in the series for Ireland. They need to square this series here today to make it 1-1, which would give us a decider on Friday in the Gulbahar Cup. It's a 3-match ODI series, all played here at the Stormont Grounds in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Short and wide from Gulbadine, a huge appeal. Ian Gould considers giving it a wide, but he hasn't given that a wide.
Well, it doesn't make any sense to me. If he hasn't nicked it, that should be a wide.
You got a sense that the appeal was to prevent the wide being given. Maybe they were successful in what they were trying to do.
Well, then he should be out.
Singh down the track, pulled. Immediately calls 2. Fumble in the deep, but there's no time for 2. Powerful arm. And it's going to be the end of the 32nd over. Ireland 130 for 4. That's the state of play here for Ireland. 130 for 4. Well within sight of the finish line. To guide you towards that finish line, it's going to be John Kenny with Bazid Khan.
Good partnership, this is 33. Taking them on from 97 for 4 to 130 for 4 now. A good half century from Andy Balbirnie, his second in this ODI series. Jeep bowling from the Dundonald end into his 7th over now. The 17-year-old. Just a little warning there from the umpire, Paul Reynolds, from this end. Saying to Simi Singh, you were running down the centre of the track. Oh, Shazad went up for that. 134 it remains.
The carom ball again.
Oh, that's in the air. Is there a fielder underneath it? Oh, he dropped it. Took an awful long time to get to the ball. Ramit Shah. And Singh got away with that one.
Yeah, I teased him all the way. Just couldn't get underneath it. Ramit Shah diving forward. Just dropped in front of him. Simi Singh gets away with one.
I mentioned maybe the luck is with Ireland today. Singh wanting to attack. No need for it. Good partnership this. Could take Ireland home. Obviously you want to try and score runs as much as you possibly can, but in the context of this game, 1s and 2s will do it.
It's the carrom ball that's causing him problems. He's not been able to pick it so well, so he thought about attacking. And Mujib is consistently bowling the carrom ball.
That's better. Watchful on to the bat and just put it around the corner. 1-3-3 for 4. Chatter going on out there between Shahzad and umpire Paul Reynolds. Ireland need exactly 50 runs now off 102 balls, so the run rate is not a problem. Just got to hang on to those wickets. Bernie with his fine 54, not out. Simi Singh on 16, a little lucky in the last over. Mohammad Nabi now switching ends to the City end to start his 8th over.
Just getting to the stage where Afghanistan need wickets. Needs wickets consistently. For Ireland, they just need more of the same. Just bat through. Run rate under control. But the spinners from Afghanistan have to get them a breakthrough consistently.
Singh suggested to Nabi he was going to come down the wicket there, but he just rocked back in his heels and worked into the offside to pick up another single.
Ball well from around the wicket, getting the ball to go away from the right-hander. This was a poor shot from Niall O'Brien.
Back live. Another single to Balbirnie. He scored the other day. Now he's up to 55 again today. Good stuff from the 27-year-old. Looking for 2 here. No, just the 1.
Doing the right thing, just milking the off-spinner. Nabi from round the wicket. This man has been the cornerstone for Ireland.
Likes to sweep the spinners. Gone for that one as well, and that's going to go for 4. Nice shot from Andy Balbirnie to end the 34th over. Ireland 140 for 4. And you can see on the steeple there, Ireland's ahead on the run rate and wickets as well. Ireland 140 for 4. It's going to be Khan to come back on again from the Dundonald end.
Loves the sweep shot. Balbirnie and nailed it. 2 men behind square, but no chance. Sami Singh just walks across, so Rashid Khan now and then tries to bowl it stump to stump. So when he's delivering the googly on about off stump or maybe middle, it just goes down the leg side. Now he's having an issue with the foot marks.
Well, He's limping a little bit, Rashid Khan. He's feeling the back of the hamstring. Hopefully he's okay. He's bowled wide in the previous over. Another welcome single from Ireland's point of view. Need 42 now. Maybe a little bit of codology on Khan's part. Slip in now for Rashid Khan. Looks all right there. A little overcast here in Belfast now. In the latter part of Ireland's innings. It's just a little grey. No threat of rain or anything like that, but it's just a little dark overhead. That's good cut running and good calling through by Simi Singh. Andy Balbirnie slips to the far end.
With the googly, Kevin O'Brien going right back in his area, touch low, wrapped him right in front. That's the danger with Rashid Khan. Bowls it quite quickly, gets the ball skid on.
Well, I mentioned Andy Balbirnie slipped during that last run. And now they're going to bring on the physio. He's done some damage to his arm. He looks in considerable pain there. And this is what happened. He's at the far end, or this end I should say, and he just slips. It's a big fall, and that hurt. Hopefully he's okay, and this would be a big loss for Ireland whether he'd have to leave the field.
Landed on his elbow, he just got a lot of weight on that.
These are the wickets to fall.
Mujib from round the wicket got one to really go low, stay low. Porterfield had no answer. It's so low on the stumps. This is the first over. A big setback for Ireland. And this one, Sterling just running at Nabi with the angle across, beat the outside edge, and the ball just carried on. Sharp stuff from Shehzad behind the stumps. And a soft dismissal. Niall O'Brien just chipping it to cover. He knows it was a poor shot, but Nabi will take that as well. Nothing to suggest that he should have hit it in the air. Nabi was bowling well from round the wicket at that stage. And then Kevin O'Brien just going back with the ball staying low, skidded on from Rashid Khan. The googly yet again, but he went so far back onto his stumps that there was no doubt about it in the umpire's mind.
Kevin O'Brien outside leg stump, but you can always see that was coming back into him. Ireland 142 for 4 now. Balbirnie still being attended to there on 59 not out. Simi Singh on 19. Good partnership between these two, bringing on from 97 for 4 to 142 now. Balbirnie making his second consecutive 50 in this ODI series.
It's been a very controlled knock. Likes to sweep against the spinners, but he's stayed with the shot, let the ball come on to his bat on this pitch. Capitalized on anything short and wide. And he's looked in control, looked like a man who knows what he's doing, and very steady knock.
The scoring areas, as you say, he likes to sweep. You can see he scored 20 of his runs behind square on the leg side. 59 not out to add to his 55 on Monday. Will that be a winning knock? Live here from the Civil Service Cricket Club. Ireland need 41 runs of 94 deliveries to win the second match in the Gulbahar Cup Series. 4 to come in Rashid Khan's over. And Andy Balbirnie having been attended to, is now fit to resume. Immediately takes a run off Rashid Khan.
Just maybe the last throw of the dice, Rashid Khan here. If he gets a couple of wickets, that's what Afghans want.
Nicely done, worked into the leg side. We're thinking about a second, but it's good fielding just to cut that off.
Just a little constant dribble of singles is making it difficult for Rashid Khan to bowl at one batsman.
That's Shafak, actually. He's the sub fielder. He's been on for a while now. And that is gone. Balbirnie is out, having slipped in the act of running for a single a couple of balls ago. Good knock from him. 60. And Ireland lose a wicket. 144 for 5.
Rashid Khan does it again, this time with a leg spinner. Terrific catch at first slip. Flighted leg spinner outside off stump, nicked away. Balbirnie batted well for 60, but he has to go. 144 for 5.
Andrew Balbirnie was caught notable at Bull Khan for 60. The new batsman for Ireland is number 14, Gary Wilson.
Boy, come on, boys!
Rashid Khan doing the damage. 2 for 26. Getting rid of Balbirnie brings Gary Wilson to the crease. 98 one-day internationals for him, a best of 113. He's the T20 captain for Ireland as well. We're starting to push into the tail now. Last ball of the 35th over. And he survives. And at the end of that, 144 for 5.
Overs gone for Ireland, so 15 to go. They require a further 39 runs from those 15 overs.
This is a terrific game of cricket, low-scoring match. Ireland still favourites, 144 for 5, chasing 183 for victory. But after Wilson and McBride, you're into a tale of Murtagh, Rankin and Chase. And if you're looking for victory with 20 odd or 30 to go, Ireland could be in real trouble. So a lot depending now on Gary Wilson, Simi Singh and Andy McBride. Andy McBride looked very busy when he came on to bat the other day, pushing the ball around cleverly in a forlorn chase. Mujib now bowling from the city end to Simi Singh, and a lot resting on Singh's shoulders now, 20 not out.
Lovely leg spinner outside the off stump, just throw it out wide, and a little bit of spin got the edge.
Going for the quick single here, Simi Singh. Oh, he ran to the bowler's end, and a quick shy at the stumps from Rashid Khan. One closer to the total. That was a sharp single. How close was this? Ooh, I think he just might have been home, but it was close. Breathing heavy, Simi Singh. Missed the wicket again.
Rashid Khan does it time and time again. It's a terrific catch, it slipped. Diving to his left. Just giving Afghanistan a glimmer.
Najibullah with the take it first slip. 38 runs needed now. No problem with the run rate. Wickets in hand from Ireland's point of view. Stay there now. Wilson finally gets off the mark, eases it into the offside. Still favourites to win this. It's getting tense. Saying down the track, the cries of catches, but he won't catch that. That's a straight 6. And that will relieve the tension out there. End of 36. Ireland 152 for 5 now. .31 runs needed. Simi Singh loosened the shackles a little bit. Last ball of the previous over, hitting it for 6. .30 now leaded with Wilson onto 2.
Very quick down the wicket. Picked the googly and smashed it straight. Flat 6.
In the context of this game, that's a big 6. Congratulated by Gary Wilson. Ireland showing much more intent running between the wickets compared to Monday. Rashid Khan is 2 and a bit overs to bowl. Nicely left by Simi Singh. Good stride down the track. Word is that Simi Singh is batting extremely well on the nets. He needs to transfer that now into the match in particular. No good just bowling or batting, I should say, well on the nets if you can't transfer it to the match. But this is a good sensible innings from him. 27, offered 1 chance, but that was a terrific 6.
But shows intent against the spinners. Has his own way, sweeps, tries to go across the stumps, but he's looking at ways to score.
Big cry of no, 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 no from Gary Wilson. He'd been running to the danger end there. Sensible.
And this was that 6. He came down the track so quickly. It didn't matter if it spun anywhere because he got to the pitch and smashed it straight.
Bit of confusion. Is that the end of the over? Anyway, it's 153 for 5. We were 1 shy, weren't we? When you were away, there's another ball to be bowled from Rashid Khan. I think we were 1 shy. Anyway, play continues. Third umpire has confirmed that. Ireland, though, 30 runs now off 76 deliveries.
Mujib into his 9th over, so he's probably bowled through. Ireland with all the balls, 75 balls to do this in.
That's a big appeal for how's that? Not given by Ian Gould.
Desperate for a wicket, that's way outside the line. Hell of a big appeal anyway.
Much fuller delivery that time, and Gary Wilson works it down to long on. Less than 30 now. Last ball of the 38th over. Ireland pick up a single. 155 for 5. Ireland continue to pick up the singles. That was the series in Sharjah last year. Ireland lost the first game and won the second two to take the series by 2 matches to 1. But the big game really was between these sides in Harare, where Afghanistan won the Super Sixes in the World Cup qualifiers, and that was the one to win to qualify for the World Cup. Ireland have been a bit of a losing streak since. Only a couple of wins in a couple of T20 games against Scotland. That's the Afghanistan captain, Ashgar Afghan. He's been off the field for a while. He's been replaced by Shafak, not playing today. Phil Simmons on the left of your picture, John Mooney, one from the right.
So coming to the end of his 9th over, Rashid Majib's already bowled 9. So everything working in Ireland's favour. As long as they just keep batting normally, they have this under control.
That's a wide ball, and it's got a run, trickle through for 4 byes as well, and 4 wides in fact, isn't it? Yes, and that's very much in Ireland's benefit there. Can't just string.
Yeah, the googly, it bounced and turned and went down the leg side. Difficult take for Shahzad, and just eases the pressure further for Ireland.
It's been a good display from Ireland. I knew that getting the runs on this wicket would not be easy, but they pushed for singles in particular at every opportunity. Very few boundaries in this game from both sides. Last ball of that can over. His 9th, 162 for 5. Ireland in the box seat. They need 21 runs. They've got 5 wickets in hand. Louis Shah and Alan Lewis.
Thank you, John. And yes, Ireland certainly in the ascendancy, and they've played a lot better today.
bowling from the city end. Number 55, Aftab Alam.
Change at the Castle end. Aftab returning. They always say always the last 20 are the easiest to get in non-chases. Whether that's the case today, we'll know in the next 15 or 20 minutes.
I guess we will. Now, look, I think as long as Ireland can get through Rashid and Mujib's spell, I don't think there's anyone out there who poses a threat to the Irish batters as such. Got Simi Singh playing wonderfully well now. I know he's only got 29, but he's very, very good 29 runs. He's had plenty of urgency in his game, looking to score runs all the time. And I can sense an Irish victory here this evening.
Wilson getting across to the offside and has exposed his leg stump, and that's 6 down now.
Well, an interesting decision by Gary Wilson. Decided to expose all his stumps. I can understand what he was trying to do, but there was no need for that. Only need 20 odd runs. Well, that's the end of Gary Wilson. He goes for 4, and Ireland are 162 for 6.
The new batsman for Ireland is number 35, Andrew McBride.
Well, always sometimes the mind does silly things, and with 20 to win, that did appear an odd decision from Gary Wilson.
Well, Gary Wilson should be kicking himself all the way to the pavilion. That was an extraordinary shot. I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to shuffle over to the offside, knowing full well the bowler's going to aim for the stump, so he knows where the ball's going to come. And all he had to do was time it, but it's a risk that you do not need to take at this stage of the game.
And it's brought Andrew McBride to the crease, but here's again, just seemed to move very early, and Aftab didn't need a second invitation. You can see what it means to him. So, will this 20 runs be a struggle for Ireland?
Well, all hopes rest with Simi Singh. He really needs to see Ireland through here. He needs to bat through. He has got to be not out. If Simi Singh is not out at the end, Ireland should go on and win the game.
Without a doubt. And the one player who had that little bit of urgency on the previous fixture was Andrew McBride, and immediately he's away, and that's good cricket from Andrew McBride. It's all that's needed. And that's the over. Ireland 163 for 6.
No, you're on leg. Yeah, that's sensor. Right on over.
So, Rashid Khan to continue, and I sense he may prefer to be bowling to the left-hander, Google. Trademark Rashid Khan. Slip in.
Well, a big over this from Rashid Khan. In the context of the game, I think if Ireland can get through this over without losing a wicket, then they don't have to put up with a bowler, a mystery bowler, who could possibly get them out.
Yeah, clearly a wide delivery, and probably part of the reason no run. I agree with you, Ace. I think get through this over. Key for Ireland.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out, Shazad behind the stumps today hasn't been up to scratch. I know he missed the first game. That looks close.
And that's the end of Andy McBride. Adjudged LBW to Rashid Khan. And it'll be interesting to look at this again, Oace.
Yeah, let's have a look. If it pitches in line, it does. Ooh, it might have been an inside nick there. I've got a feeling he was a little bit unfortunate. Andy McBride, he goes for 1. Ireland 164 for 7.
Andrew McBride was LBW Rashid Khan for 1.
So Tim Murtagh to the crease, and worrying times now for Ireland. We'll have a look at this again, and we'll just see if pitches in line. Oh yes, looks like a big inside edge.
Yeah, just have a look. The ball changes direction there. It's a huge inside nick. McBride very unlucky to be given out there. And now, all of a sudden, Afghanistan will feel they can possibly go on and win this game.
Maybe there was a throw to the wrong end there. Murtagh slow to get going. Quick call from Simi Singh, and suddenly the Afghan tent is alive.
More importantly now for the Irish, Simi Singh is going to be facing Rashid Khan, who looks a lot more comfortable against Rashid Khan, instead of the tail being exposed to the mysteries of Rashid Khan. I'm guessing Simi Singh should really be looking to perhaps even block the over out. I would not be exposing Tim Murtagh to any deliveries from Rashid Khan here.
By Simi Singh, and taking the responsibility here to see Rashid Khan out, which is clearly what he needs to do. And the plight of two captains, one anxiously looking on. So Tim Murtagh has a job to do here. One ball to bring Rashid Khan's spell to an end, and one can understand the agony for the Ireland captain. Looking on in these situations when you're in the hut is never easy. That feeling of helplessness. I'm actually surprised, Oais, that Rashid Khan doesn't have someone in. Silly point in front of the bat to Tim Murtagh.
Yeah, this is a big delivery. Rashid Khan's final delivery in this match.
So that's the end of the over. Ireland won 66 for 7.
Rashid Khan finishes his spell 10 overs, no maidens, 3 for 37.
So there is the equation. 17 required. Forget about the balls. 17 required. Just pitched outside. Wasn't going to hit the stumps either, really. Good decision. And Paul Reynolds standing in his first ODI. He's had a good match. Tricky decision, obviously, for Andrew McBride with the nick. But Aftab now back into the attack. And again, excellent fielding from Afghanistan. On the boundary.
I get a feeling there's still a lot of work to be done here by the Irish tail. It really needs to wag. Just need to support Simi Singh. Simi Singh's doing a very good job. He's rotating the strike, looking to score runs at any opportunity given.
Again, probably from the point of view of pace or anything, nothing really to worry. Tim Murtagh. Bar the pressure. And that is a gift. And again, it can translate itself to the bowlers. And quite rightly, Shahzad getting rid of the helmet. Last thing you'd want is 5. He's had a difficult afternoon behind the stumps. So 15 required.
Yeah, that's just smart batting by Tim Murtagh. Getting Simi Singh back on strike. That's all he has to do. That's his role. Doesn't need to try and hit any boundaries. Doesn't need to play anything flashy. Just play nice and straight and just time the ball into the gaps.
Hopefully from an Irish perspective, they won't rue these runs at the end. And gently pushing the ball on the offside, Simi Singh. Don't know how often, you'd know Tim Murtagh very well, Oais, he'd be number 9 in the batting order.
Yes, I mean, he's gone from number 8 to number 11. I think right throughout his career at Middlesex, just depending on who was playing.
When he was 8, who were the players beneath him? Could you tell me?
Stephen Finn,
Angus Fraser.
I don't think he played with Angus Fraser. I don't think Timmy's that old.
Okay.
Tough one, really. Can't remember.
Still, I'm very impressed. Batted at 8 for Middlesex.
Well, Well, there was a time he used to actually contribute a lot of runs. I think as the time's gone on, he sort of slid down the order. But his bowling's just been unbelievable, especially in day before yesterday and today.
Well, he's been a great servant to Irish cricket since he joined forces. And good delivery that from Aftab. Testing Murtagh out. End of the 42nd. 171 for 7. That's brought. Won't say last throw of the dice, but Mujib with 1 over left. And again, Murtagh on strike. Is going to be key for Afghanistan here in their pursuit of victory. And obviously, from an Irish perspective, survival for them.
Well, I don't think Ireland are that fussed as to how the runs come, as long as they keep coming.
You're absolutely right, Oase. And every one of them is counted down.
Towards your touch. Yeah, that's all stop. Right on over.
I think not alone from an Irish point of view, but from the neutrals' point of view, a decider on Friday is what everyone will want in terms of this series.
Yes, very much so. It's been a great series. It's only I think it'll be a great finish to the series if Ireland go on to win this game, and we all gather again here on Friday morning for the final.
Interesting too, Mujib with every run precious. No one saving one on the lakeside bar 45. Maybe induce Simi Singh to play a wee bit early at 1. And that's a good shot from Simi Singh. Definitely 2. And a very important innings for him and his team, this. Simi Singh, and quite rightly you've said, Oasis largely played very, very well. Watchful.
Yeah, exactly that word, watchful, right throughout his innings. Even then, just nurdles it past slips right hand. And now a little inside edge into the leg side. And now we're into single figures for the Irish team. Just the 8 runs required. Let's just hope Tim Murtagh is not thinking a 6 and a little dink on the leg side for 2 will do.
Oh dear, and we go up stairs. Whether Tim Murtagh's been drawn out of his crease, Shahzad certainly thinks he has. So he's going down to talk to his partner, Simi Singh.
Well, yet another twist in the game. Have a look here, Mujib. Legitimate ball. We can roll that on. Tim Murtagh overbalances. And does Shahzad have his man? I think we might need a better angle than that. Here we go. I think this will give us a better view. He's in there. Oh, it's a tough decision, this.
Just looks about safe for me. I think there's a wee bit of that foot behind the line.
We ideally need one frame before that, if possible, one feels. So bails are not broken there, they're broken there. And there, I don't know, well, he's on the line there. The line belongs to the fielding team.
Benefit doubt to the batter.
Not out is the call. And
Like this, Ian.
well done to Tim Murtagh for getting back. And Afghanistan were very, very excited at that stage. Tim Murtagh head bowed. Sly grin to himself. So, one ball, Tim Murtagh, one ball. Survive. Another big shot. That's the end of the over. Ireland 175 for 7.
That's over, guys.
Here's this last very confident LBW shout. Always, your thoughts?
Well, to get perhaps yet another look. Fielding team seems to think they're absolutely plumb. Mujib's disgusted by the decision.
I think it's actually a very good decision, Always. I don't think the ball was going to hit the stumps.
Well, let's have another look. Here we go. I would say that was probably going on to hit the stumps.
Just shows you differences of opinion. Maybe, I don't know, it's my tinge of green, adjudication. It was part of my previous occupation in life. Sometimes you've got to make these close calls. Once it brings us back to the game, we don't have ball tracking, so we won't know.
You're right, definitely. I was going to say, I think you've got a set of green shades on that you're looking through.
I thought you were a batsman.
Well, there's no mystery about Naby's bowling. I think now Ireland realise all they need to do is just bat the allotted overs, 40 balls that are left, and they should be safely home.
A further single to Simi Singh. Obviously looking for two. And of course, Naby will much prefer to bowl to Tim Murtagh. A slip wandering in, all taking their time, all part of the suspense. And that's more. And that's going to be wide, and it's going to run away. And it's 5 wides, and really that has been a measure of Shahzad's day.
Yeah, not the best of days for Shahzad behind the stumps. That's just that should really be a regulation take for the keeper. And Ireland now just one blow away from victory.
A real gift for Ireland there. And in the last 30 runs, there's been 2 sets of 5 wides.
Let's go back!
And there we are, the winning runs for Ireland. And they complete victory by 3 wickets with a number of overs to spare. And well played, Simi Singh, in taking your team to victory. And a very, very happy 10th there, Irish 10th. And all set for a decider Friday. Same venue here. Ireland winning by 3 wickets. Your thoughts, Oais?
Yes, well played, Simi Singh. Hats off to you. Seeing your team home to victory. It wasn't easy, losing wickets from the other end, but he kept his cool, he's kept calm, and he's talked the tail through to a victory here. So well done, that man, and well supported by Balbirnie, and a lovely innings by Paul Sterling at the top of the order.
Ian Gould having words with Simi Singh. What about I don't know? Whether it's a clip in the ear or something that was said. And there's 2 players that are significant contribution. Of course, Andrew Balbirnie, who played beautifully.
Congratulations to both sides on a fantastic
Paul Sterling.
here today at Stormont.
So we're all set up.
Victorious by 3 wickets.
And there's the former Ireland coach, Phil Simmons, and of course the current Afghan coach. And when he looks unhappy, boy, does he look unhappy.
Well, it's pretty simple. Afghanistan never got enough runs. They